position to the rest of the world, and what will happen? That's very hard for a young nation still to see and accept, and I think that's our difficulty in leadership. Now, it isn't in the countries of Europe, but those countries were very much hurt in the war, in the generation that now has come to leadership. Many of the men were in concentration camps. Many of the men suffered physically and mentally and spiritually. And it will take time for a new generation, really, to grow up that has the self-confidence needed for leadership.
Would you, Mrs. Roosevelt, urge young people in their 20s, say, to enter government service at this point?
Well, there was a point a few years ago where I emphatically would have said no, because I thought that we had lost our sense of really wanting people to think freely for a while.
This was the McCarthy period, so-called period in American history.
But now I would say yes again. And very, very much would I like to see gifted young people going into government service. But I think we must get over as a country the desire to see conformity. We must allow the young people of today to develop and to think over a wide field, even if we disagree with them. We developed for a short time a strange phenomenon for us, namely that you couldn't change your mind. If at 18 you'd happened to even glance at communism with interest, you were doomed. You were going to be a communist forever. Now that's just perfect nonsense, and something that would not have happened years ago in our country, where our people tolerated all kinds of thinking and of expression of thought.
When did this happen, and what do you suppose it was?
Well, it may have been our concentration on gaining material things. It may have been that we were obliged to do that. And then gradually, as we did it, and they became more and more important, we put too much value on it and lost our real sense that the contribution that mattered was the intellectual and moral and spiritual contribution of a character, a great character. Because when you think back, our great people were the people not who died leaving much money, but who died leaving an inheritance to the country, like Jefferson, like Patrick Henry, like any number of people. Really, here in America, there are very deep spiritual values and very high standards for morality, really, in the people as a whole. And I think that we have perhaps counted too much on material things and been too proud of our acquisition of material comforts quickly. But we know, I think, pretty well what are the real values in our lives. And I think we always, when we know that there is something that has to be met, you'll nearly always find that the American people, once they understand it, will face up to it and meet it.